look for a way out.
Somebody built the maze. I think it's the moment you showed up.
The doors aren't closing. They're here.
They're gonna...
Hello everyone, my name is Maskanatu Latifa, but people call me Anna. In this video, I will review one of the films that I have watched. The Maze Runner is a film adaptation of James Dashner's best-selling novel 2009 with the same title. This film is science fiction thriller directed by Wes Ball. The film was released on September 19, 2014 in the United States. Some of the players involved in this film included Dylan O'Brien, Kaya Scodelario, Will Poulter, Thomas Brody Sangster, and Ki Hong Lee. This film tells the story of a group of teenagers who try to find their way out of a giant maze trap in which there is a giant creature called Grievous. The storyline of this film begins with a teenager who is mysteriously sent to a large place surrounded by a giant maze that is always changing positions. They named the place Clyde. They don't understand where they were sent and who sent them there. Every month, there is always one new person who will appear and they get a weekly supply of groceries. Those who were sent to the Glade will not remember their previous life stories. They only manage to remember their names and after arriving on the Glade. However, if they want to remember what really happened, they must be stung by a griever, a giant hideous robot created to hunt down humans who dare to explore their maze. Every young Glade resident has a different job and they are called Gladers. They live in a box surrounded by a giant maze and every night they hear a griever's roar. Every evening the door that connects their residence and the giant maze closes automatically so that they are not disturbed by these terrible creatures. Everything changed when Thomas was sent to Glade. Thomas desperately tries to explore the maze even though he has not been there a week. That's because many mysteriously disappeared and die in that maze. In addition, anyone who is not a runner is prohibited from entering the maze. Remarkably, Thomas actually managed to kill a griever and took a mysterious cylindrical object from the griever's body. Later, this object will help Thomas and Minho find a way out of the maze. After a long time, Thomas learned that the teenagers had been trying to get out of the maze, but nothing had worked. The atmosphere was even more dire when a girl was sent to Glade with a message written on a piece of paper saying that he is the last one. Thomas realized he could hear the girl talking in his head, and it kept happening to him in his sleep. When Teresa woke up, Thomas, Newt, Minho, and Chuck joined together with the others trying to find a way to escape and get out of the maze. The struggle is very gripping and terrible. They fought hard against the grievers and finally managed to find the exit from the maze. Unfortunately, Chuck had to die as a victim of Galish shot. The arrogant teenager, Clyde, would choose to stay and disagree with Thomas to find a way out, while Gally herself was killed by a sharp bamboo that was thrown by Thomas. When watching this film, The Maze Runner, we will always feel curious about the mysteries that exist throughout the film. At the beginning, we have been invited to think to find out what actually happened. As the film progresses, curiosity will increase with the many mysterious scans. In my opinion, the adventure scans in this film make us feel like we are experiencing it. The fear and anxiety they feel will reach us while watching it. Okay, some of the lessons I took from this film are that it's difficult to get out of your comfort zone and struggle to stay alive. The comfort zone will mean nothing if we don't do anything. We must continue to develop ourselves, pushing the limits of each other's capabilities. Like it or not, change has to happen. The world is growing. We cannot stay stuck in the same place. Like Thomas, who ventured into the mist, leaving the glade safe. This film also shows that we can live side by side with all differences such as race, for example, Minho and Albi. And last, unfortunately, the ending of this film, in my opinion, has not answered all the questions that make us curious. Because the Maze Runner in the first sequel of the three trilogy films. So we have to watch the next two films to answer all the questions. However, in my opinion, this is a film that must be watched for those of you who love thriller fiction. Apart from the reason above, you can find out why I highly recommend it after you watch this film. Okay, maybe enough from me. See you next time. Thank you.